Good morning. It's 9 o'clock, Tuesday, July 27th, 2021. I'd like to call the Hillsborough County Building Board of Adjustment Appeals and Examiners to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and if you're going to give testimony, remain standing for the oath. To the republic, which stands one nation, indivisible, liberty. Give testimony. Raise your right hand. Do you promise or affirm that any testimony you will give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You please be seated. Those that are off property, please remember that there's slight delay between us talking and you responding, so treat it like a walkie-talkie and give us a second or two in between communications. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Sam Greenberg.
Here.
Mike McEnany is absent with excuse. Charles Foster.
Here.
Daniel Greenberg.
Here.
Henry Mosley.
Here.
James Palavita.
See him.
He is here. Kathy Pratt. Doug Shields. Thank you.
Okay. Everybody had a chance to review the minutes from the June 23rd meeting? Looking for motion?
Motion to approve.
Foster and Shields. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Opposed? So moved. I'm assuming the Attorney Joy is going to give the update on 735 or staff? Travis? Button.
Test, test.
This one works.
Check 1, 2.
Travis Menace, Executive Manager over Building Inspections and Code Compliance. I was hoping to give an update on HB 735, but as it went into effect 2 days before it actually went into, or was signed 2 days before it went into effect, we have not completed getting legal guidance and approval on what we're going to do, but I can give you an update. As of July 1st, 2021, we did quit all intake of local specialty license that were forbidden for us to enforce in the statute. So we are no longer taking licenses or applications for the specialty license. And of course, this has an allowance in it that we can continue licensing like license for the county that the state provides up till 2023, July 1st. But we have not collaboratively and gotten approval from legal yet as to how we are going to proceed, because it doesn't mean we have to go to 2023. So hopefully by the next building board meeting, I'll have an actual update telling you how we are moving forward and exactly what we're going to be doing.
Okay,
Thank you.
Affirmation. County.
Good morning, board members. Keith Crockett, Chief of Code Compliance. The affirmation of citation today is going to be case number HCCMP 2100000180. Violator Waters Avenue Investment Incorporated. The address is 2903 State Road 60, Plant City, Florida 33567. The allegations are: Waters Avenue Investment Incorporated has failed to obtain a permit for fire damage restoration of a single-family residence and is in willful and deliberate violation of Section 8-1 Hillsborough County Code of Ordinances, Part A, HCCCO as follows. 105.1 permit required. The recommendations are the citation be affirmed as written and a fine of $500 and a recording fee be assessed and shall constitute a lien against any real or personal property owned by the violator until the fines have been paid and the property is brought into compliance.
You. Motion.
Motion to affirm.
Second.
Foster and Shields. Any discussion?
Mosley has a question, please.
Go ahead.
Is the Water Avenue Investment Company, are they the owner of the property, or are they the fire and water damage company?
They are the owner of the property that's listed on the property appraiser's website.
Okay.
Any other questions? Call the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay. BMCI roofing contractor case.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Mason Picorni here on behalf of BMCI Contracting Inc.
Okay, staff's going to go first.
It's Keith Crockett again. This is to revisit case number 20200380 that was continued from a previous hearing.
Okay.
They were requesting, I believe you were requesting some additional information from the manufacturer.
That was the question, correct. Okay, attorney's up.
Thank you. Yes, at the last board meeting, we had introduced a letter from GAF, which is the manufacturer of the shingles. They indicated, or of the roofing system, I should say. They indicated that they acknowledged the issues raised by the association regarding the nailing pattern, and they indicated that the warranty would remain in effect despite that allegation. When we presented that to the board, it was requested to obtain clarification on that. We had reached out to the manufacturer and we asked, hey, can you reiterate essentially that the warranty will remain in effect related to this project? And they emailed us back that our letter, and I submitted this to the board with the materials, but it says our letter that says that the warranty will remain in effect per its terms and conditions. We cannot be more specific than that. And that was the response that we got from the manufacturer. JAF is a national manufacturer with their own legal team, and they obviously have their own terms and conditions and other legal documents that they probably would be very hesitant to budge on, specifically for a small roofing contractor in Tampa. But this is the response that we received, and they reiterated that the warranty will remain in effect related to this project. We had also submitted an affidavit from Jamie Boschert, who's the qualifier license holder for BMCI, and he indicated that despite the fact that over $32,000 has been withheld from his company, he will honor the workmanship warranty that was included in the original contract to ensure that if issues do arise in the future within the warranty period and subject to the terms of the warranty, he will honor that warranty just to ensure that there will not be any consumer harm now or in the future related to this issue.
I've got a question for that.
Yes.
Hi, this is Mr. Shields. The original contract that I have in front of me says that it would include a 40-year GAF multifamily manufacturer's warranty with a 20-year labor warranty from GAF. That is a golden pledge warranty from GAF, and from what I gather, BMCI is not a golden pledge. GAF is not represented that way. He did not qualify. So GAF, I'll put it this way, in the contract presented in this package, BMCI, the contractor misrepresented himself by offering a warranty he could not provide from GAF. He could not qualify as a GAF Master Elite contractor. That warranty golden pledge would include the 20-year labor. which would cover the problems that may occur down the road concerning the improper nailing, because they would have people out there looking at the job site. The customer only received a Systems Plus warranty from GAF, which is an enhanced material deficit coverage only. No workmanship coverage from GAF. I asked the GAF people if they would go out and check a roof like this to see if it'd be accepted down the road, because there is a percentage allowed due to human error. They said no. But if he was a master elite contractor that was paying for a golden pledge warranty, there would have been inspections through the job. On behalf of everybody else, the Tamco and OC, I called them also, and they would not do the same thing. They wouldn't go out there and check the job at this point. They would just say down the road, if the problem occurs from improper nailing, the shingles started to slide, roof blew off with a less than 130 mile an hour wind, then they would deal with that matter at the time. So GAF, but with the warranty they have from GAF, they're not going to cover the warranty that's coming from GAF to these owners is not going to cover an improper nailing pattern. It's just not going to do it. They received a Systems Plus warranty, which is enhanced deficit only, no workmanship coverage from GAF. Board members. Are you telling me that the owner of the roofing company is going to honor a 20-year labor warranty to this customer?
That is correct. And to the point, as far as the conclusion, as far as the slippage of the shingles or anything like that, there's been no allegations of that from what I've seen, that there's been any actual performance issues.
Any what? Excuse me.
I haven't seen any evidence of any actual performance issues with the roof. In fact, we submitted the report from Doug Wallace, which is from 2021, which indicated that he did not see any evidence of any kind of performance issues. He found that the roof to be sealed properly, and he found it to be installed properly. So we have a genuine issue of material fact as far as whether or not the roof was actually installed properly to begin with. But yes, to get back to the warranty, the affidavit did indicate that in an effort to resolve this issue, Jamie Boschert has offered to stand by the 20-year workmanship warranty. So his company would honor that warranty moving forward and would submit any further documentation to the board to satisfy that commitment to Westmont Oaks.
Doug Wallace, who I respect, by the way, he said in his letter, WJA, the company he represents, found signs of overdriving of nails on approximately 35% of the structures.
Mm-hmm.
So he did find that there were some deficits in the structure, in the roofing of this house. He did say that there is a percentage that's allowed, but none of us know that percentage until when a problem occurs and the company comes out and says yes or no to if they're going to honor their warranty. And 35%
his letter,
to me is,
sorry,
35% to me is a pretty substantial amount, just for the record.
Understood, and I understand your position, and I do want to reiterate in his letter. He says that the nails were generally found to be located within the portion of lamination required by the manufacturer, and he also indicated that WJA does not feel that the extent of this overdriving requires the replacement of the roofing systems. And that kind of takes me back to the original argument that we presented at the first hearing, in that the citation itself does not meet the requirements within the Hillsborough County ordinances. The Hillsborough County ordinances require specific indication as far as the nature of the violation and the action required to cure it. The citation at issue generally references, Florida Building Code 1503.1, which is the general roofing statute or building code that says that it has to be installed per manufacturer specs. That's as specific as that code gets. So to inform a roofing contractor on what they even need to do in order to cure the violation, this citation does not provide that. So in addition to not providing what specific issues the board or the county finds them to be in violation of, the action to cure it is also omitted from the citation. He doesn't know if the board is looking for a complete replacement, if they're looking for additional fasteners to be added. They don't know exactly what action is taken to cure it. So BMCI is still in the position that they don't know. Not only is there a genuine issue of material fact as far as whether the roof was installed properly and properly sealed, but there's a genuine issue as far as whether or not or what they actually need to do in order to cure the alleged violation.
I appreciate that. And but I do want to bring up the report that was done by the homeowners, correct, by Burrell, and their engineer found shingles installed by the contractor didn't have the proper placement of fasteners. Fasteners used per shingle were over 50 to 75% overdriven, side driven, or missing nails on the nail strip, which is indicative of whatever. Poor workmanship. Without proper fastening, shingles are prone to come loose. They came up with 50 to 75%. It's none of us have been up on that roof, so we've got to kind of judge where does it fall that the actual percentage is out there damaged or improperly installed. I have had the city come to one of my job sites, and the inspector said that I don't like the nailing pattern, and he allowed us to go back and add nails in some of the places that were overdriven or underdriven, and they allowed us to correct that. I would like to put that on the record. I do not know how you're going to correct this many buildings or how bad that this thing is out there. Is this inspector here that was actually out there at the job site?
Travis Menace, executive manager of building inspections. This was actually done by the engineer's report. And we do not tell a contractor how to fix something. That is incorrect. We are not a design professional. We quote the code. The engineering report was given to him, so he knew what they were basically stating. So this was done, as you know, we do an in-progress inspection when they're tearing off, and then we come to a final. We do not lift shingles to look at nailing patterns, so the people hired their own engineer to come out and do that kind of an inspection. We will not, as the county representative, go and lift shingles because it voids warranties, and there's other issues that can happen where you back a shingle or tear it, and we will not take on that responsibility. But we never tell somebody how they have to fix it. We basically quote the appropriate code that it's in violation of, and according to the engineer, the manufacturer's instructions were not followed in the nailing pattern and being overdriven and side driven. So that is what the actual citation is for.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, I would want to note for the record that based on those statements, the citation is based exclusively on the findings of the association's own engineer, which have been contradicted by our own engineer as well, creating that genuine issue of material fact that would require perhaps a neutral third party to inspect. As far as taking the obligation to notify the roofing contractor what needs to be performed, the citation doesn't indicate that the corrective action is a roof replacement or anything else that was recommended by Barrel Engineering. The citation does not even reference the Barrel Engineering report. So the citation is supposed to, and I would cite section 8-110, that the notice of violation is to include the necessary corrective action to cure the alleged violation. And in this citation, all it says is bring it up to code, which does not, it's just incredibly general when the project encompasses 53 different buildings or 53 different townhome buildings and 2 additional community buildings, which, as noted in the affidavit, if requested to replace all those buildings, it's simply just not economically feasible. And frankly, that would result in the consumer harm, the fact that if it ends up putting a company out of business, that they will not get the benefits of the 20-year workmanship warranty that is currently being offered by BMCI.
That's a question I have, is what protection do these owners have if this company goes out of business?
Sorry, is that directed to me?
No, it's just a comment between the board members here. That's one of my concerns.
It would be directed to you as the representative of the contractor.
Oh, okay. So the question was, what kind of recourse will homeowners have?
If the company you represent, defaults or goes out of business.
Um, there'd be limited recourse. I mean, to the extent that it is a manufacturer issue, they could go under the limited manufacturer's warranty to try to get some sort of coverage. Based on my experience in dealing with roofing claims, it's going to be a difficult task no matter what. They could, as far as actual workmanship issues getting it resolved, there's very limited recourse in that scenario. If the company were to go out of business, they would be left with filing suit, bringing claims against presumably the general liability carrier, and hopefully getting a payout at some point in the future. But there's no immediate recourse for a homeowner to try to get those situations resolved, at least without cost to themselves.
Kathy, I suppose that the company gave them their Systems Plus warranty. Is that a fact? Are they giving them the Systems Plus warranty that they're getting?
The GAF warranty, you're saying?
Yes.
They did provide a warranty, and I was trying to pull it up when you were speaking on that. I could not.
The Systems Plus warranty, it's an enhanced material defect coverage only. There's no workmanship. So it's a material and it's expanded. GAF stepped up and gave them an expanded material warranty. So if the material failed, they still will have that regardless of the company going out of business. But if this problem with the overnailing, undernailing created a problem, GAF's going to go out there and say this is not our material blew off because it's a defect. It's because of the nailing pattern. And it's a really tough call here. Just being fair on the record, the nailing problems can be a problem. They slide, they move. This roof is not that steep, so it's not like a mansard where a nailing deficit really affects a mansard, because if you don't nail through both the shingle and the laminate will slide. When it's lower pitched, then the roof will stay together better because you got gravity working with you, not against you. So the nailing pattern's important. But if you had, again, Doug said 30% of the buildings were affected. To me, that's that's pretty substantial. And for the record.
Questions for the contractor? Do we have a representative of the homeowners or the association here? Remember, we notified them, right? Okay. Any closing comments from the attorney?
I would just want to reiterate the solution is still unclear. And we take Mr. Shields' comments to heart because we certainly respect him as a roofing contractor. He's certainly one of the most known contractors in the area, and we certainly understand his position. I think the comment from Doug Wallace that WJ does not feel that the extent of the overdriving requires the replacement of the roofing systems now draws into question what is going to be the solution aside from the workmanship warranty that wouldn't result in economic loss. And I don't know if there's that answer before us right now. Again, to avoid consumer harm, from my standpoint, the workmanship warranty would probably be best suited for these consumers to ensure that if these issues do arise, if the shingles do slip, or if there's any other issues related to the overdriven nails, that the contractor is capable and able to get out there to take care and honor the workmanship warranty. And again, we'd be happy to submit any additional documentation to further commit to that or document, I should say, that commitment from BMCI, so that in the event that for whatever reason BMCI doesn't honor the workmanship warranty, there's additional documentation that could hold BMCI liable. But that is a commitment that Mr. Boschert and BMCI is willing to make, despite, again, the fact that $32,000 has been withheld under the underlying contract. That is it. Thank you. Thank you, all board members.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we have 2 allegations and 1 recommendation. So what's your pleasure?
Could I ask the attorney one more question?
Okay,
How many years have they been in business, BMCI?
Jamie, are you on the call?
I am here.
Oh, okay. Hi, this is Jamie Boscher with BMCI.
Hey, Jamie, how many years y'all been in business? And for this company?
Since 2004.
Okay, thank you.
Mosley has a question, please.
go ahead.
Mr. Boschert, how old are you?
53.
53, almost 60. So when you're 80, this warranty will be expiring. Do you anticipate being in business for another 20 years?
That would, I mean, I'd be 73.
73.
Don't want to push me too far there.
Well, I mean, we're talking about a warranty of 20 years, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, you're right.
Which I guess would have started actually like 2 years ago almost now.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2, yeah. So 18 more years.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I do. So I plan on being around and doing contracting work.
Any consideration regarding maybe putting a performance bond on your labor to push this thing through? Maybe you could get the homeowners association to accept something like that.
I guess it depends on what exactly that would take, and I mean, we could look into something like that. I'm not sure exactly what that would take.
Yeah, I don't know either, but
talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be feasible. If I may interject, I don't know if that would be feasible 2 years after the fact to get a performance bond. And even if it were possible, I don't know. I feel like it'd be difficult for a surety. The conditions would probably be very unfavorable to him, even as an individual. So I don't know if that performance bond would necessarily be an option for BMCI.
well, just for whatever it's worth, and we don't have. I don't hear the homeowners association here, and I know that we have 53 different owners or something along those lines that are sort of being underrepresented in this conversation, and I think that those people should have concerns about someplace between a 30% and a 70% overdriving of nails, and of course those warranty issues don't show up in year 1, 2. The adhesives are doing their job in the early parts of this warranty. It's the out years where you're going to start having problems. And I, for one, am listening to this conversation, and everything sounds good now, but it's in the out years of the warranty where things start to fail, and it's the labor that's going to be the expensive part of fixing this roof. The GAF is going to throw a materials cost at this that's going to be depreciated, so it's going to be a bone. We all know that, and it's going to be the labor. It's going to be the very expensive part of repairing this roof if something goes wrong. And I just don't see how we're protecting the owner at this point.
And if I may interject on that as well,
Sure.
and I'm curious as far as Mr. Shields' perspective of this, but I deal extensively with roofing claims, and as far as workmanship warranties in Florida along the coast, the claims that end up actually coming to fruition after even 10 years is narrow, very, very slim, due to the fact of the natural disasters, the hurricanes, the tropical storms that would otherwise void the applicability of both workmanship and manufacturer warranties. Now, again, we're not trying to say that would be an outright defense right now to BMCI by any means, but I'm just saying for looking 15 to 20 years in the future, that's 15 to 20 years with hopes that we don't get a named storm that would otherwise potentially void the terms of a warranty. So it's difficult to predict right now, but again, right as it stands right now, BMCI is standing by its work and is happy to continue to honor its workmanship warranty as it has over the past 2 years.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more questions? Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion. What's your pleasure? The options are, we have allegations 1 and 2. Either it's uphold allegation 1 and or 2, you can find them guilty or not guilty, and then you go on to recommendations. Those are the options. The code does not specifically say if you have a percentage variation in installation of any of the materials. The installation instructions as part of Florida product approval say you're going to do these 10 steps, and that's what it says. It doesn't give you plus or minus 2% or 5% or 75%. So based on the evidence presented, did they install correctly with the manufacturer's installation instructions? It's yes or no. Jim or Henry?
I'm here. I'm thinking about this allegation 1. I think that can we take them one at a time?
Absolutely.
Okay, maybe a good push. I think that the contractor has made a reasonable effort to try to get back on the roof and correct if a named defect. But the scale of this is I think beyond his ability to really do that. So
Okay. Let's take the allegations 1 at a time, get a motion in a second, we can discuss them, vote on the allegations, and then if you want to show some leniency or, acts of Solomon, you can do that in recommendations.
okay. Well, as of allegations number 1, I find the contractor not guilty due to the circumstances.
I'll second that.
So I have a motion to find the contractor not guilty of allegation 1 and a second, which is allowing a violation to go uncorrected for more than 30 days. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion as stated, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so he's found not guilty of allowing the allegation to go uncorrected for more than 30 days. Allegation number 2.
Well, I think based on the evidence, that would be a guilty for me.
Is that your motion?
Yes.
So can you state it formally, please?
Yeah, sure. Make a motion to uphold the allegation number 2, the roof covering materials be installed to manufacturer's installation instructions have not been met per engineering field reports.
I have a second.
I'll second that to get the discussion.
Okay, discussion.
I want to make it real clear that there is a percentage of gray area on this nailing thing because you have human error out there. And this is something that all the roofers have to battle with. And I wholeheartedly know this happens, in our own home. But
Every building. Yes.
right. I just truly believe this is on the upper end of the percentages that pushes us into such a tough decision.
Yeah, I think for me, if BMCI is going to honor the workmanship,
Very honorable. 20 years is a long time.
it is, but realistically, it's probably a 10 or 15-year roof, right? Shingles in Florida, it probably gets replaced maybe before then. Yeah, it is a tough spot. It's not technically correct, but it's not that egregious, and they're making an effort. So is there a way we can say, okay, yeah, it's guilty, but what's the repercussions of that?
That's under recommendations. That's what I'm saying. You have an allegation to find them guilty. You have a second to find them guilty. We're in discussion. Any correction or punishment or whatever you want to call it is under recommendations, and that's where we have some flexibility.
Well, and let's also take into account that the homeowners association is not here.
Absolutely.
So while we've made points that they're not being protected, but they're also not standing by their allegations
Protect themselves.
to protect themselves. And, you know, so the only person here is the roofer.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. You can't correct that under our recommendations.
Yeah, my recommendation then, just to simplify and get off the mic here is, you know, I think, yes, it's wrong. It's not 100%, but it's not a crime either.
Dan, keeping in that note, the insurance companies now, after 10 years, are starting to make people replace their roofs. So I think by the time 15, 16 years, when this goes by, they'll be mandatory at 15 years or so. And I believe the gentleman, he's been in business since '04. I believe the gentleman will still be here to protect his warranty. I really believe that.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second, find him guilty on allegation number 2. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. So that's unanimous. Okay. Under recommendations, what's your pleasure?
I mean, is it as simple as just saying, let's make a recommendation that BMCI provide a, 15 or 20-year labor warranty and that's it? There's issues, they deal with it. There's not, congratulations.
Can make a recommendation and then we'll ask the attorney if that's within our purview.
All right, so I make a recommendation that the contractor be absolved of any further issues, provided that they have a workmanship warranty that's offered.
I'll second that.
Okay, before we go any further, Joy, is that within our scope of reasonability?
Sam, I would have some concern with that only because of the enforceability of it.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, I guess we should inquire as to whether or not that's something that the company would be able to honor.
They've indicated that they're willing to do that, and the owner said he would send in an affidavit that he'd stand behind the labor, is what was in the package. So I'm not sure what else we could get. A performance is, like the attorney said, it's going to be hard to get a bond 2 years after the work's already been completed.
Correct.
If I may suggest, perhaps we can provide the county with the bond to then transfer to the association so that you at least have some sort of way of verifying that the warranty is being issued and honored.
I think that would cure it.
Okay.
Or the concern.
Yes. Okay.
Could we repeat that again, please?
I was suggesting that we provide the county with the workmanship warranty to then be transferred to the association so that the county has a way of independently verifying that the workmanship warranty is actually being transferred to the association.
Okay.
Okay, and we should probably put a time on that. It says 45 days, the way the world is going with COVID and everything else. I think we should extend that to 60 days.
Sure.
And I'm sure the contractor's in a hurry to get this done anyway, but give them a little extra leeway because who knows what's going to happen next week with everything going on. I know with the center was supposed to open, I don't know if you even opened the county center limited amount or what. So
yeah,
if we can incorporate what they've all recommended in your motion and give them 60 days.
Fine.
Doug?
That'd be fabulous.
Okay, does everybody understand the motion the way it's been crafted? Like that is yes. Okay.
Yeah, Mosley does.
Okay. All those in favor of the motion as offered, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Thank you, Mason.
Thank you.
thank you all.
Thanks, Joy.
Great job.
Thank you.
you.
You're welcome.
So any off agenda items?
Oh, yes. The flood FEMA maps. I've been seeing that Pinellas County is adopting on 8/24. Is Hillsborough doing the same?
That was October 7th. I'd read someplace.
Yeah, the new maps go into effect October 7th. But the caveat to that is, and we haven't come up with a drop dead date yet, any permit pulled on October 7th or after has to be in accordance with the new floodplain. It is not by the way you put in for application of a permit, like normally a code change. As long as you get the permit turned in, it goes by that date as to what code it's under. FEMA is not allowing that. FEMA is basically saying if you issue a permit after October 7th, it must be to the new floodplain. So if you turn it in the day before, it's not going to be to the old floodplains. You'll have to have it designed to the new floodplains.
Right. Are we going to get the new, I can never remember his name, the new flood guy? Can he present at one of the meetings?
Yeah, we can arrange that. Kyle Dolman.
Right.
We can make arrangements to have him come and do a presentation, that or somebody. And I believe that in about 2 weeks' time, there should be a tool for you all to use online. And don't hold me to the date because I'm not the one doing it, but so you all can actually look at a property and see what the change is to the floodplain for that particular property.
If we could get him on the calendar for September, October, that'd probably be good. I know August is a bit much.
Okay.
Yeah, and we don't need a 2-hour Gene Henry presentation. 15 minutes of the highlights is really what most people need. I mean, we've been seeing these maps as preliminary for the last year and a half, so.
Yeah, we'll make everything we can to get them in next month, so it's prior to the enactment of the floodplains.
Okay. Anybody else?
Just a quick question, Sam, you may know more about this than anybody here. When you're doing a substantial improvement, the city of Tampa has now required a FEMA substantial improvement determination letter. And they're using an ICC valuation table in lieu of a cost breakdown for a submittal. You know anything about that?
The ones we've done here in the county, they require the worksheet from the 458 manual.
Okay. Yeah, this seems like the city of Tampa is just bypassing that entirely, and they're using, it's a valuation that's called miscellaneous at the bottom of the tabulation sheet.
Right.
Yeah, but the problem though is that that valuation could be, 70 or 80% higher. I mean, if you're doing some minor drywall damage and flooring or something like that, they're using something in the $50 or $60 a square foot range or $70 a square foot range to come up with their valuation. So it pushes you way up in your cost values. You're not where you would normally not be doing anything close to that dollar value. The city's formula now is pushing you way up into the higher limits. I guess my only concern is that I understand FEMA is using some of these some of this stuff is cumulative over the years. It adds up, and at some point or another, it would preclude you from doing any kind of additional work on the building if it just added up unnecessarily, I guess is the best way to describe it.
But the meter starts every 12 months. You get it from completion. You wait 12 more months and you can reevaluate and go at it again.
Okay, so yeah, but so there is not a cumulative thing that goes years into the future.
No. If you had a value of 200 today and then you did a bunch of work,
finish the CO.
Until you got your CO, wait 12 more months, you can reevaluate it and keep moving forward like that.
Okay, yeah, that's the way it used to be done. But someone told me that there was a cumulative formula that FEMA was going to adopt, and I guess that was what I was worried about. Okay.
I haven't seen it. The latest 458 hasn't changed.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Anybody else?
I really, that was a tough case there, and I really appreciate the input, Dan, Henry.
Yeah.
I really
You're
appreciate y'all jumping in. Helps out. Thank you.
That's why we have a board with
Thank you very much.
different opinions. Anybody else? Do we have a date for next month's meeting, Ms. Adams?
August 26th is what I believe it's August 26th is what they confirmed.
Is that the fourth Tuesday?
It's a Thursday.
The Thursday. Okay, nothing like hopping around. Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, I apologize, August 24th. So fourth Tuesday of the month.
24.
Normal time.
That's the fourth Tuesday, correct?
Right.
Okay. Anybody else? Other than that, we are adjourned at 9:46. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.